The day ends. Students leave the classroom and the building gets darker by the second. The sun will set soon. When the red sun sets and night falls, there should be no one left in the school. Let's begin, Archer. First, we need to check out the boundary field. Once we figure out what kind of boundary field it is, we'll decide whether to eliminate it or leave it. I address my invisible partner. Archer must understand, as I sense him nodding. The boundary field is something that protects its caster. You could call it a geographical magic. Well, you know what I noticed? The boundary things that were in the last 8 episodes or something like that are gone now. That's pretty cool. You could call it a geographical magic in which when it's a line of magic across a land to change the interior. Infinite different effects are possible within a boundary field. There are all sorts of boundary fields, from ones that conceal the area with people's eyes, to ones that limit the use of magic within them. The most aggressive of all those are that oppress life forms within them. Ooh. The boundary field laid out over our school is of that kind. It is not yet complete, but once it is, everyone in the school should fall unconscious. But something like this won't affect me. After all, a boundary field is something targeted not at me, but at the place I am in. Such an indirect magical energy intervention has no effect on Magi, who have magical energy throughout their bodies. This is such a crazy written visual novel, so much depth. A weak current floating through the air will only be repelled by a strong current like myself. So, this boundary field has a different intention. I don't know what kind of person set up this boundary field, but his intention is not to defeat a master. It's hard to believe, but his target is everyone in the school. There's only one reason to do something like that. Sacrifice? Mass sacrifice, that's what I'm guessing. Unbelievably, this guy is... I search the school building and emerge onto the rooftop to finish. It's dark outside. It's 8 o'clock now, way past the school closing time, which is 6. The only people still in the school are me and Archer. So, this makes 7. Well, it looks like this is the origin. What is this? That's a weird looking thing. An 8-stroke mark is openly drawn on the rooftop. This purplish red character, only visible to Magi, is something I have never seen before, engraved with something unknown. Damn it, this is something I can't handle. This isn't something I can handle. My god, C-Tactics. You gotta read, man! You gotta read! The person who set up this boundary field didn't think about anything. He didn't think, but the boundary field is bound with amazing skill. I can temporarily drain magical energy from this boundary field, but I cannot eliminate the boundary field itself. The boundary field can be reactivated just by having the caster put more magical energy into it again. So she's going to take some of the magical energy, aka mana. Archer says nothing. He's been quiet ever since we came out onto the rooftop, because probably he too recognizes the power of this boundary field. This boundary field doesn't just drain one's strength. Once activated, it will literally dissolve all the people within it. I was right. There are boundary fields that drain physical and mental strength from people within it. But the boundary field laid out over this school is on a completely different level. This is a soul eater. It is a blood fort that dissolves people within it and claims the soul that seep out. Since ancient times, souls have been hard to handle. Even though they're believed to exist and are necessary for magic, only one magus has ever understood the soul. Souls are only things to be investigated or things to be moved into containers. It's incomprehensible it's incomprehensible not merely to suck them out, but also to collect them in a single place. It's because a magus has no use for them, even if one were to collect this unconvertible energy. So, if there's a reason, it must be. Archer, are you servants this kind of creature? I ask coldly. It is as you suspect. I told you we are basically spirits, therefore our meals consist of souls and mental constituents. So, they eat cheeseburger brains, I guess? I don't know. As you subsist on meat, we subsist on souls and minds. Our basic abilities do not change from such nourishment, but we do become tougher. In other words, our magical energy capacity increases. Yes. To strengthen your servant, you must attack people indiscriminately. So, the magical energy the masters provide isn't enough? It's not that, but it doesn't hurt to have more. In war, if you lack strength, you make up for it with supplies, right? It's a basic tactic for a master to steal energy from the people around them. In that regard, this boundary field is efficient. Archer is saying that if I want to win, I should kill people and steal their strength. How simple. I already knew that. That's why I think I know which path I'm going to choose. That annoys me. Don't ever mention it again, Archer. I say so while staring at the mark. For some reason, Archer sounds happy as he confidently answers. I feel the same way. I do not intend to do so either. Well, let's erase this. It's meaningless, but it should hinder them a bit. I approach this mark and extend my left arm. The magic crest on my left arm is the Book of Magic passed down the Tosaka family. I switch on my sense. I put magical energy into the magic crest, read the part that explains the elimination of the boundary field, and now all I have to do is activate it. Abzug Bidding Metal Stand! Eliminate surgical extraction! Second section! Ah! That'd be funny if she just yelled. I don't think she does in the show. I don't know, maybe? It's been a while. I touch the surface with my left hand and let my magical energy flow out. This will at least wash the color off this mark, but... What? You're going to erase it? What a waste. Suddenly, as if to stop the eraser of the boundary field, a voice echoes over. Who is it? I quickly stand up and turn around. Whoa! Whoa, who's this guy? Crazy! Wacky! Wacky and our inflatable flailing tube man! Look at that thumbnail. That's going to be a good thumbnail right there. People are going to like that thumbnail. They're going to click on it and be like, oh my god, that's that character. I quickly stand up and turn around. On top of the water tower, in the sky 10 meters away, a guy is looking down at me. Deep ultramarine that melts into the night. He grins. His grin is wild. A bestial smell carries on the wind. The stare of the beast is a cool one. The man in blue looks at me like an old friend, even in this situation. Is this your doing? No. Petty tricks are the Magi's job. We only fight as we are commanded to. Isn't that right, you over there? Casual, but his voice is filled with murderous intent. This guy can see Archer. As I thought, a servant! That's right. Since you can tell, I can consider you as my enemy, right? Whoa! My spine freezes. A normal, light tone of voice. And it's colder than anything I've ever heard. Scary enough to make me vomit. Whoa! Inverted colors! I can't tell how I should move or what my best course is. But my reason is telling me absolutely not to fight this man. Right here. Good choice. Wow, that's pretty good. You seem like you don't know anything, but you grasp the important points. Man, I messed up. I shouldn't have called out to you just for fun. The man raises his arm. It happens in an instant. The arm that held nothing until now. Oh my god, it's got a spear! He's got a spear! Oh my god. I guess we're gonna have to use this for a thumbnail. This is pretty freaking sweet. Look at this. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know what? Let's save. Why not? Let's do it. Let's save. Now, the arm that held nothing until now holds a red weapon, 2 meters long. Huh. I jumped to the side without thinking. I can't spare the time to consider that I can't jump full force while on a rooftop. I just jump with full force to the side as if trying to smash the fence. Whoa! Whoa! A whirlwind brushes past my hair. Barely made it. Oh, there's the borders. There it is. He rushed me in a blink of an eye and mercilessly slashed at the space I just occupied. Huh, you've got some good legs, young lady. The blue whirlwind pursues me. Oh no, there are no escapes. The fence is behind me, to my sides. No, I won't make it. By the way, I just realized that you guys don't see the borders anymore, because I removed these crazy borders, so you're welcome. Es ist grob, es ist klein. My response is fast. I run the magic crest on my left arm and assemble the magic in a single measure. It lines my body and adjusts gravity. In this instant, my body becomes light as a feather and I leap. Reen! I know, let me handle this. I jump over the fence and fall from the rooftop. Oh no, why would she do that? That's terrible. She's gonna kill herself? The wind and pressure pushes against my body. 15 meters to the ground. 1.7 seconds until landing. Oh my god, she's a machine. No, that's too slow. He'll catch up. Fox, Gott es Atlas! Archer, take care of the landing. Oh, so Archer saves her. Huh. I let Archer take the impact of the landing and start to run as soon as my feet touch the ground. First, I have to change the location. We have to go somewhere we can move around freely and not a small place like a rooftop. We have to move to a large field with no obstacles to play to Archer's and my strengths. I run from the rooftop to the school ground in less than 7 seconds. It's more than 100 meters. My speed is so fast that normal people would see only a blur. But that's... Look at him. Look at his smug, douchebag face. Ugh. That guy. Man, those are really good legs. It'll be a waste to kill you here. Well, that's a comment. Meaningless against a servant. Archer! Whoa, it's his back, dude. At the moment I step back, Archer steps in front, taking form. A cloudy night. In Archer's hand is a short sword that reflects that weak moonlight. Wow. What's going on? Why? The man crooks his mouth. That's good. That's the way to go. I don't mind people who are quick on the uptake. A large whirlwind. That's the weapon swung at me on the rooftop. The blood red crimson lance that tried to mercilessly slaughter me. Servant Lancer. That's right, and your servant is Saber. Or maybe not. Who the hell are you? There's no sign of his previous casual demeanor. In response to Lancer full of murderous intent, Archer remains silent. The distance between the two is about 5 meters. The weapon in Lancer's hand is about 2. For that man with the bestial smell, I feel he smells like a beast. That's crazy. I feel like the remaining 3 meters are meaningless. You're not the type to engage in one-on-one combat, so you must be Archer. Archer doesn't respond to the sneering voice either. Confronting each other, strangely, are red and blue. The two counterfeit-colored knights are already watching for the other's clinching blow. Alright, I don't like it, but now that we've met, we'll just have to fight. Come on, take out your bow, Archer. I have some manners, so I'll at least wait for that. Archer does not respond. There's nothing to say to an enemy he must defeat. That steel back of his seems to declare so. That makes me realize I'm being stupid. Archer is just waiting for my word, my command. Archer! I talk to his back without approaching him. I won't help you. Show me your powers here. Huh. Was that a laugh? He grins as if to answer my words, and the Red Knight dashes forward. Twirling gusts of wind. Whoa, thumbnail material. That looks kind of goofy, actually. Just the way his forehead looks. It's not like a... I don't know, it just looks weird to me. Short sword in hand, the red bullet launches. Oh! More thumbnails. You can combine these two? Fantastic. Be fantastic. You fool! What meets him is a blue spear thrust. If the dashing archer is a raging wind, the responding spearhead is a divine wind. Whoa. Screen tearing at the top there. The sword is swung, a swing to deflect the thrust. Archer parries the thrust of the high-speed lance with his short sword. The one in red stops. The enemy did not permit Archer's rush. The enemy does not even let him get within 2 meters, the range of the spear. For a long weapon, distance is always preferred. As Lancer has a weapon almost 2 meters long, he only needs to attack when the enemy comes into his range. Thrusting at an approaching enemy is easier than moving out yourself. But even so, Lancer closes the distance himself and doesn't even allow Archer to move forward. Idiot. Baka! A mere bowman challenging a close-range fight? His temper is like a burning fire. Lancer closes in with each blow, with no thought of stopping. With a long weapon, it's suicidal to close into an enemy. The spearman's tactics is to use their long range to defeat the enemy and win the battle. So as Lancer is just advancing unchecked, he doesn't have a chance of winning. No way. But that's just by the book. Lancer's lance shows no vulnerabilities as it strikes for the throat, shoulders, forehead, and heart. Thrusts so fast even the after images are blurred. As each strike of his lance repels, rebuffs, and pushes back Archer, any one of his thrusts could be called a final blow. But even as a bowman, Archer is a servant. No ordinary attack can be a final blow. Whoa. Having repelled the lance aimed at his forehead, Archer closes in with speed superior to Lancer's lance. Based on its shape, you might think that the main attack of a lance is a thrust, but the basic strength of a lance is in swings. This is because a wide swing using its long range does not allow the enemy to dodge it by stepping back. A partial retreat does not allow escape, and an attempt to counterattack will only result in a slashed stomach. But simply going forward will end up in a smashed rib from the long shaft of the lance. Archer and Lancer are similarly built. On top of that, it's hard for an archer with no heavy armor to step into a range of a lance swung like a whirlwind. But thrusts are a different story. A blazing fast thrust certain to strike you is certainly scary. But as long as the attack targets a point, there are many ways to avoid it once you see it. As Archer did just then, shifting the shaft of the approaching lance to redirect it slightly creates an opening. It must be because he underestimated a bowman. The advantage of a long weapon is in the length of freedom of its range. Once Lancer has discarded these advantages himself, his defeat is... Whoa. Huh? The one in red stops. Nightmare-like time is reversing. The thrust is faster than the previous one. Ugh. Archer tries to parry the blow, but he gets flicked away along with his weapon. There are no openings in Lancer's attack. No, not just that. The thrusts increase in speed and power without limit, and it becomes a final blow, even for a servant. We were the ones that underestimated him. For that servant, for Lancer's weapon, there are no general rules about lances. Who could ever parry continuous attacks without even space to breathe between them? Archer manages to retreat a bit and parries, and as a result, the distance between them opens a little. That distance. Lancer uses the distance as a runaway to launch even more powerful attack. Whoa. The raging continuous attack is only a repetition of that, but the blows themselves are godlike. 10 blows already. No, it must actually be many more times than that. The heavy rain of lance pours with yet more strength, trying to skewer Archer to death. It's not fast, but it's just skill. It thrusts like a waterfall with no change in speed. What can Archer do as he's now on the defense? With such a short sword, you can only parry the lance. He has no way to close on Lancer as he continues to retreat. A vacuum of steel unfolds. Support. I have to back up Archer, but my throat won't respond. My magic has poor aim. Unless Archer gets away from Lancer, I will hit him with my magic as well. Such an opening would only increase Lancer's advantage. And besides, frankly, I'm captivated. This is a battle between servants. This is the Holy Grail itself. This is the Holy Grail War itself, where we use heroic spirits, the highest rank of familiar whom we would never otherwise obtain.